So we are just waiting for a start in race number 5. This is Group B of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. So there's the countdown timer at 3 minutes and 11. We talked about all the support. Both Shirley and I bumped into the parents of Port Trimmer for the Sweden, Hugo Christensen. And you're a sailing mum too, aren't you, Shirley? It was funny, I was talking to the mum today. She said, I'm not so sure about these tough conditions. I just want Hugo to come home safe.
Oh, I'm not like that, Stephen. Just send them out. They'll be fine. Very loose parenting in my house. But I would say, you know, my son is a young sailor. He's looking at this thinking, I want a bit of that action. It looks so cool.
Yeah, mum's going to let him off the leash if that happens, right? Yep, off you go, son. All right, 2.5 minutes to go, race 5. Sweden are the leading team in points. Clear leaders by 10 points from Sail Team Barcelona. Hooked in behind them are Andu Team Australia. And just below the cut line by 3 points at Concord Pacific Racing. So this could be a regatta-defining race.
Oh, the Dutch still out of bounds there, so not sure what's happening there with the Dutch team, but they've obviously got an issue on board for whatever reason, and they will be in big trouble to make this race here at the moment, Shirley.
The Dutch have been instructed actually not to take part in the race, so they will get some points. They obviously have a problem with the boat.
Okay, so it's going to be a 5-boat race. So they'll pick up, if my memory serves me correct, sort of the average points, won't they, Shirley? So that sits at around, because they've been instructed, it sits around, my understanding is 4 points. They'll get points, but it's not going to be enough.
It's a disaster for the Dutch team. They really needed a good race.
So it's race 5, Group B. 90 seconds to go before a start. One of the big guns is out.
One there by 20, 15 knots in. 2. Going. 1. Turning. Hold. 275 under.
All of them much more confident at starting than at the beginning of the day.
Rolling down a little bit more. How do you like the pressure?
All the teams
just at boat end.
vertical learning curve at the moment.
200 to boundary. 150 to boundary.
Still looks boat end biased, the right-hand side of the start line. Expect them to be fighting for that.
Pressing. 11 to kill. They're going behind us. I'll be rolling up here. Killing slow. 11 to kill.
Swedish Artemis Racing.
Rolling up here.
Great position there.
7 to kill. 30 to go. Your catch.
Canada needing a good race. Just out of the top 3.
5 to kill. 5 to kill. Killing slow.
Expect the Australians to be tacking in the next couple of seconds there as well. On a slow tack there.
4 to kill. Killing slow. 4 to kill.
Lovely control by Sweden. Push the Canadians away.
Let's go again. Race 5, Group B, UniCredit Youth America's Cup. Good starts once again by Andu Team Australia and the Swedish Challenge powered by Artemis.
Spain made the best start, 10 meters back, and a great start by our leaders, Sweden.
The Canadians, unfortunately, off the foils there pre-start, so they'll have a bit of work to do to dig their way back into this.
45 to zone. Over that, keep. Softer here, Oscar.
Big push to the left-hand boundary.
2, 1, pop on. First boat in the zone, but no issue. Hope we will have a clear attack from that. No slow up me. Pressing my board. Yeah. 26 is your target. They're going to be fast. Yeah, I have to get fast. I copy. And on again. Yeah. Your board. Yeah.
Spanish team getting out early.
Yep, stand by. Rip the board there, guys. 5, 1, board down. Meet gas on entry. There. Meet gas on entry. 2, 1. We'll clear any mode. No lower. Under that.
Swedish tacking underneath there of Andu Team Australia, so really even race here for the top 3 positions here, so all about locking the boat in here and sailing accurately on the way to the top of the course to maintain an advantage over your opponents if you can.
Peter Lester, Chase Area get the feeling that they all know there's big points on the line here as we start to run out of races in the round robin.
Yeah, it's starting to shuffle out now. What the tactic the Swedish team are using, which is interesting pre-start, is to go wide right and then just wait for about 35 seconds to go and then pull the trigger. The Australians come into leeward of them and then get to the boundary, and they're assuming there's going to be a lane to come back on port, and that's how that one played out, and that's why the Aussies at the moment have the lead.
How good does this look? 4 boats lined up. That's what we're talking about. If you're a Canadian fan wondering what's been going on, Canada has now started. As you can see, Anna are on the racetrack. They had a problem inverting their mast, so it took them a while to get going.
The Australian team here having to nail this next lay line into the top mark, so they'll be eyeing up where they need to tack there, looking to execute well from here. They'll have a solid lead if they can keep the boat on the foils.
It all feels familiar, doesn't it? Last 2 races, I think it was, in fact, on that top mark for the first time, and Team Australia leading the rest of the boats through the top gate. But this battle between them and Sweden well underway now.
Australians sailing beautifully in a straight line.
15 seconds. Bobby.
So into the top gate for the first time and first of 4 legs. Feels like a rinse and repeat, doesn't it? And do Team Australia around the top gate first. Following them through will be the Swedish Challenge, powered by Artemis Technologies, the points leader in Group B. Sail Team Barcelona not too far behind at the opposite mark. They will be playing follow the leader behind them because it's AC Team Germany showing huge improvement from earlier in the day.
Top 3 boats around the top mark are the top 3 in the standing. So if you're trying to break into that top 3, you've got to get going.
Australian team there executing their jibe well, back up to speed. Pressure on all these teams to do well. The Swedish, beautiful jibe as well. So all eyes now on the Spanish and Germans.
And just a reminder, if you're a fan of Yayo Team Dutch Sail, they were advised not to start this race. Advised not to start this race. They will get points, but they are in big trouble in Group B.
Quite a drop in pressure than we've seen in the other races. All looks quite a lot more manageable than the earlier races.
Board with the Spanish team here.
So this second leg, the downwind leg, and it's the Swedes are trying to track down the Aussies. The Aussies haven't done anything wrong at this point.
Stephen, I'm going to punch you in the head if you give this the commentator's curse.
Okie dokie.
No.
Message received. Understood.
Really, really easy to... we've done that twice now, saying they're going well. But the Swedes will be absolutely putting them in the crosshairs.
Important jibe, this.
Moving 5 feet away. Oh my goodness, they've done it again. And do Team Australia open the door for the Swedish Challenge.
And they've just sailed right on by the Swedish, just keeping it low and level there.
Let's just remind ourselves, of course, they're in a race for this 3rd position, right? And Concord Pacific Racing from Canada, well,
they're just keeping the Traveller too high there, way too close to centre line there, and just not allowing that new foil to pierce the water and get hooked up. And when it does go in, that basically is fully ventilated, so you've got absolutely no grip. So the Aussies there going to be having to sail well here to try and reel in that Swedish team.
Oh, the Swedish team back in the lead. Feels familiar for them, but the encouraging thing is Andu Team Australia are back up and falling and sitting in position 2 just to try to get themselves around this bottom gate to head up for leg number 3.
5 off the turn up.
And that's good because there's no blood flowing in the commentary position.
Australia just need a top 3 finish. They don't need to go for the win. It's just all about promotion to the next round. Keep it simple, keep it smooth.
Sail Team Barcelona are doing exactly that, surely. They are sitting in that top 3 position as well.
Touchdown. This will be a full rebuild if they're not careful. For the Spanish here, they need to put the bow down and ease those sails, get the windward heel, put the bow down and get popped again as quickly as they can. Otherwise, they will get mown down by the Germans. Really important to get these re-catches and backfoiling quickly. So it's a big gear change, big ease of all the gear. A big retrim and they're backfoiling again now.
AC Team Germany coming around to complete leg 2 of 4. Taking it nice and easy. 4th position in the last race. Good points for Maru Shiel and her team.
Pressing nose a touch.
High nose. Okay.
Hey. Speed Maru. We go all the way, guys. Here.
Australians and Swedes there. Good gains back to the Aussie team on that right-hand side.
Heading hard here. Big right in. Quite slow. Rotate down, pressing more. And speed's coming in. On target again.
Pete?
Copy. Good gains on this right.
Yeah, a bit of a change out here, that all of a sudden the wind is cranked a solid 20 degrees to the right. And that's why the Australians have got a piece and got right back into Sweden after that touchdown on leg 2.
Grip now or no to building angle here. And got you. And good brace all the way. And 27 is target. Over that building. Turn and trim out. Left gate very favored. Okay, just before us here on target. Possibly downrange on jet tuning in.
So Andu Team Australia have done a massive job on this upward leg to get back into the P1, and this is the penultimate leg.
They have great pace. I mean, how impressed are you, Glenn?
I'm just going to say nothing from here and just lean back on my chair. I'm going to watch this play out. So, no, the Aussie team getting the boat around the track well in a straight line, but they really need to unload the aero package, get that foil immersed in the water in the jives, and be able to get the boat through cleanly. So straight line sailing, they are absolutely dialed in and doing a beautiful job. Coming up against the Swedish, who've spent a lot of time on these boats, so great that they're up with these guys.
Big wave here.
Keep it smooth, lads.
Press 5. Keep pressing. Be behind.
Happy days, but look at the centre section.
Just a little dip here for the Australians.
Yep. 2 wide. Coming up. Coming up. 4 down.
And in theory, the Australian team should lead through this gate.
15 off the turn left. Copy that. 8 tack to 5.
Good battle for first in this 5th race of Group B in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. One more leg to go. It's the homebound leg. Downwind. Big points required here by Australia to almost close out that 3rd spot.
Keep it safe, guys. 20 seconds. Nice pressure here.
This will be a great battle on this final downwind for both these two teams. Pushing hard. 36, 37 knots of boat speed.
If they go early, 35,
Magnificent shot of them following each other and the amount of speed they're getting. Look at this, just ripping downwind.
Okay, jiving in 3, 2, 1. We're down. Pneumatic, my will. On and angle. And 1.
us and everybody watching.
South Team Barcelona are around at the top gate. Following closely, it's been a good race too for AC Team Germany. Concord Pacific Racing still not out of it, but a little bit of work to do.
Not giving it the commentator's curse again. The Australian team, but Team Germany.
Copy. I need to go down.
So there's been a lead change, another lead change. Here's what happened.
They clear of the jibe there and just accelerating the Australians. And a big vent. Quite loaded on the sail plan there, quite slow exiting that jibe. Sailing back in the power zone there, full thrust in the rig. Making that little foil work hard.
But most importantly, they got out, recovered well. They're still in position 2.
Pressure on the Swedish team now to execute this last manoeuvre before the finish.
A bit down range here on Jim, so keep it powered up. 2-1, rolling down. Hit down to angle. Getting 33. Coming you down.
Swedish pulling off their manoeuvre. Australians needing to sail this cleanly now.
Nice. Currently. Copy. Looks quite stable there. 35 or 34. 35. Copy.
So how about this? Back and forth between Andu Team Australia and the Swedish Challenge, powered by Artemis Racing, but they are on track to do 3 in a row.
Up to target 34.
The Swedish Challenge.
Okay, rolling down. I see waves here. 2-1 now.
They've done it again. That's a 3 from the last 3 for the Swedish Challenge, powered by Artemis Racing. Another 10 points, and they will be followed home by Andu Team Australia. They had their moments, and they had plenty of moments, but they still pick up the 7 points. That might just be enough to keep them in that top 3.
Very valuable 7 points there for Andu Team Australia. Fighting it out for the race lead, but 7 points in second place, that's a keeper. On the Spanish there, coming off the foils in their jibe as well. Probably still got enough of a lead over the fast-charging German team behind, but running the 2-board down program.
Get home, bank the points. That's what that's about.
Yeah, it's a full survival off just to get the boat through the finish line there, but the Germans full gas. Spanish team needing to keep the boat in the air here, right on the edge.
Hang on, we're not on the first line yet for South Team Barcelona. Curiously close. And they go down the safe route, and it'll be more points for Sail Team Barcelona. Third spot, 5 points, looking good.
They're happy.
The relief on the Spanish there of just getting that AC40 across the finish line. Very evident.
And it's congratulations to AC Team Germany, because in the last 2 races, they've just their improvements gone through the roof. And that's another 4th position for AC Team Germany.
Going below that Spanish.
Not the best day, guys, but we're getting better and better.
And what will this mean for Concord Pacific Racing? They've been in the hunt, and this result, how much is it going to hurt them going into the final races of this Group B regatta before the semi-finals?
It's like a group of 4 sitting in a bathtub going down a ski field full of moguls, isn't it? They are in control.
Concord Pacific Racing come home in 5th position and pick up the 2 points. Just remember, of course, Yayo Team Dutch Sail, who did not take part in this race, were advised not to race. They will score points as well. We'll update that shortly. On board the Swedish Challenge, powered by Artemis Racing. It appears, Oscar Engström, you and your team are getting more and more comfortable every time you get out onto the waters here in Barcelona.